Limerick, it's late night and we are live here in Studio 55 once again. We hope you didn't miss us too much when we were out lighting up the stables, metaphorically of course, with our pub quiz last night. But we are back in action here from the studio for another brilliant day of recaps, insight and just getting a general overview of what it's like here at EUC, the European Ultimate Championships 2023, with your favourite ULTI.TV analysts, idiots, and some very special guests. Benji Rees, Charlotte Terrason, Steph Pazzo, Christina Obermeyer, we've got Lorcan, Felix, and Lou lurking in the background, and we have some two guests who I think we'd say they had a decent day today with a bit of a shock win over a previously good-looking Germany in the mixed division from Italy Mixed. Please welcome Nicola Fiata and Joshua Poltok.
So yeah, as Benji you said, we were really impressed by the result of this game today. You had a really good day today, winning over Czech Republic first. 15-6, I think, more or less, really good win, and then facing the big house of Germany, one of the favorite teams this week at EUC. And we would like to know a bit more about the inside of this game. We couldn't get it on stream, so we're really eager to hear how was it, what happened, how was the mood, the intensity on the field, how did you feel during this game?
So it was a very tough game. Both teams played wonderfully, I think. Germany started really strong and gave us 2 breaks at the beginning of the game, so we had to catch them for more or less all the game until, I think, when we were at 10-10. So yeah, at that point we managed to break them and go over. So that was a pretty tough game on our legs, particularly. So yeah, but it was, I enjoyed it. It was very nice.
Intense. So you managed to get that break, 1 break only, I think, or did you even get more?
1 break of distance. They made 3 and we made 4.
3 in the first half and we made 3 in the second half.
Yeah.
Sorry, they made 3 in the first half, and then after that time we made 3 more. So yeah.
Wow, what a comeback. I mean, having 3 breaks in the second half when another team is leading you that much, that's impressive. That is real mental strength. Is there a secret behind this? What was the thing that brought that switch in the brain? How did you change the mentality to break 3 times Germany mix? I mean...
Davide? No, I don't know. I think we're a young team, so we're able to go up and down. And there are some times where we're low and sometimes where we're very high, and it just took 1 break to just fire it up. So at that point we knew that we had to break again, and we managed. So that's our story.
So heated game, lots of breaks late in the game. There was a stoppage at the end of that game. What can you tell us about the late game stoppage?
So let's say that
it was a good call. It was definitely a good call.
Germany called spirit timeout around the late second half. I think it was a great call. It calmed us all. On the field, everything was good. Communications were great. At the sidelines, we're getting real fired up. Things were getting heated, so we managed to, that was a great call, we managed to calm everybody down, the coaches, the players, and everything was resolved, and then it just continued to be the game that it was in the first half, so a really nice game to play.
Excellent, glad to see it was resolved well using the functions of the game, the spirit timeout. You were talking about getting upset and fired up on the sidelines. The Italian pinched fingers is something that's very much part of your body language and expression. Tell us the degrees and the variants of how the pinched fingers can be used. What does this all mean?
This is the 5 questions, where, when, how, what, and who. So it goes with everything. But these 5 things are the most important. And you can also combine 2 hands together. One, what?
If you're angry.
If you're angry, yeah. Or sometimes you can just doing. So it's our way to speak. We don't have to say nothing. We just do this, and Italians will understand us.
Okay, good to get the insight. And finally, hopefully there's not that much of this tomorrow, and you guys can find your way. You've got Ireland mixed tomorrow. They've had a good day. They've been looking sharp and getting better. What's preparation thoughts on that game? How are you guys going to get yourselves ready to take on Ireland?
It's a difficult question to answer because we'll have our meeting in just after this. so yeah, I don't know. They're very good.
David always made some PowerPoints about the other team, and he explained to us how they play, who are the stronger players on the field, and nothing. It's always about Davide and how he manage all the team.
I think we'll prepare the same as we did with Germany. So personalized PowerPoint.
Okay, exciting. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights from your game yesterday against Hungary. This is we're looking at you guys smiling at the camera, but
It's a GB game.
GB.
Benji, were you on the call on this one?
Ooh, Joshua.
I definitely did the Hungary one. I can't remember whether I did I think I did this one as well.
This is tough.
Poltark
This is a great
and
catch.
Lafayette, tell us about this. What you see? What are you watching? Who's doing what?
We just got break now.
we keep showing the goals against.
Yeah. Oh, this is mine. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
This is us.
This is a great score.
The easy one.
No, it was. This is a move that I got this tournament, and Wendy was fortunate enough to be there. Lucky. No, we managed to get an easy goal. This is.
We've got we should have the highlights from the Hungary game.
See, this is the problem when you have your editors all be English. Immediately we get the Italians in. So, by the way, do you remember all these scores they got on you? I did want to ask you just a question because you're talking about how Davide helps you prepare. But I was very curious when I was talking to Zoltan before you guys played Hungary. One of the major points they had was they were going to target Unical and trying to shut down your options. And I was just wondering, do you notice that, or how does it affect how you prepare for games, knowing that other teams are trying specifically to shut you down?
Honestly, I'm not scared about the other teams. I know what I'm capable of, but I always try to do my best. Against Hungary, I noticed that they were doing zone, and then I was just the only one marked by one person. So I try to figure it out by myself, and then of course I go to ask to Davide. He told me what I have to do, and that's all. Actually, I prepare more about my mentality than how to play. Of course, then every opponent is different, so during the game I learn everything, and that's all. I think it's okay. It's a good answer.
Good answer. Yeah. I have a quick question. It's just about the fact that you guys and girls, everyone on this team I think everyone is under 24. And so I want to know, what is the reason, what made you decide that you're going to play EUC and not Nottingham World Under 24 Championship? What was the reason?
You know more than me. Yeah.
I'm probably one of the oldest on the team because I'm already 23. One of our teammates became 23 today, so I decided to play this tournament because I think that the mixed division has to improve always and always, and also because it was a choice. The mixed team should be one of the best team, so I immediately decided to play in this team, and that's all. I chose this between or under 24. I chose this one.
That was something I wanted to ask because Joshua, you're wearing, of course, the Alligators hoodie, and Alligators came 17th in Cincinnati last year.
both.
at World Club. So I wanted to talk about kind of establishing a tradition of mixed ultimate in Italy, which kind of in the past has been very much open or women's.
Yeah, let's say that I don't actually play mixed. I play open. I play open normally, but in Italy we literally play from September to November, maybe early December. We play mixed, or at least that's when we have the mixed championships. And then from January to June we play open or women. And that's how it's always been done. Obviously, we had the opportunity to we won our mixed championships that year, playing against actually her team, and so we decided to make it a project of ours, and so we trained all year mixed at least once a week, and obviously that helped and improved our game, and we managed to do well in the work.
I think that's probably about to do it, Bench.
Yeah, any further questions from anyone?
How good is it together or separate?
Depends.
It depends.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're really,
You don't have to study it. It's a natural thing. Yeah, yeah. If you got,
feel it.
yeah,
Trust in a Swiss is
Just look at me speak Italian. The hands are naturally coming. You don't have the choice.
my father's English, and now he always does this, but they're always together. But if you want, you can do them separately.
Have you ever seen someone like this?
That's cool.
Not in Italy.
Take that back. It's yours.
Milan is asking a question from behind the camera.
It's a very generic question, but why did it start raining again?
So, I can understand. So there's this thing called the precipitation cycle, and what happens is it's the English's fault. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We really appreciate you taking the time to come and join us here at Limerick Late Night Live. One more time, please, Nicole Lapieta and Joshua Poltak.
For your stream. Thank you so much, guys, for your work. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Thank you, guys.
We are back, Limerick Late Night Live from 55, and Nicole and Joshua have gone, and we are joined by two very large Germans, Holger Beutenmüller and Jonathan Meyer-Bodling. Thank you very much for joining us here. Give them a round of applause, everyone.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Excellent. I shall hand over to Sean and Hannah.
Thank you very much, Benji. Thank you for joining us. So it's been a good day for you, good tournament so far. You're unbeaten, had a nice win today against France on the stream. How's the tournament been for you so far? How are you finding it?
Yeah, we really enjoy playing here, and we really enjoy our team and how we're doing. I think we still have some improvement to do to get the ultimate prize we want this week, but yeah, we're really satisfied with how it went. Yeah.
Holger, you've been on German teams many times in the past. Jonathan, this is the first time you've been on the senior team. How are you finding it being involved in this different level after playing in under 24s a couple of weeks ago?
For me, it was actually a little bit interesting to be nominated for this team later in the season. But yeah, I'm very happy about it and feeling appreciated for all the hard training I've done. And after a very, very nice week of U24s, I'm happy to be here, and me and Paul Atkins were very warmly welcomed by the team, and it's very easy for us to join the team during this tournament.
So you had a very different role on the under-24s. As having played that and played this, what aspects do you think the European Championships is developing in you as a player? Because obviously you were more of a leader last week.
it gives me an opportunity to play without any pressure, having a big role in a team. And we played a different system. Now I'm on the D-line, and U24 coach said to me on a practice weekend, "Oh no, you're pretty sure in the O. No need to play D, but I'm happy to play defense here. You can just go out there, get running and get some blocks in, and yeah, get the breaks in."
Simple. Go out there, get running, get blocks. This sounds like it's easy. It sounds like anyone can do it. I mean, Holger, you've been part of a lot of teams, a lot of really good players. How's Jonathan playing, and how is he fitting in with the team, do you think?
He's really good at running full speed and getting those blocks. Yeah, it's just a pleasure playing with some young guys. They really bring in the energy, they bring in the speed, and I think, as you saw in the stream on the first catch he did, it was like he was 2 meters behind when Conrad threw it, and he just grabbed it through the arms of the French. So yeah, it's really, I enjoy watching it from the sideline, O-line standing there and watching our D-line go to work here.
You've been part of a lot of German teams, as we said. You've been to finals and all that kind of stuff. How's this team doing, do you think? You only had one warm-up tournament in London Invite, so you're kind of growing through this tournament. How's it coming together so far?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I think we still have some development to do, but I think we really managed to get those two systems from Basket and Wall City together. So we that's the first time we really joined those two clubs. Wall City came up from the last European Championship to this European Championship, and I think that's really the big thing we have going, bringing those two teams together and fit those other guys in. So I am looking forward to what we can do this week. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. There's so much strength in the German nation, all these different club sizes, what Heidi's as well, which made up a big contingent of the Under-24s programme. Really lovely to see. So it's nice to have you back, Holger. How was it for you? Obviously, last season you weren't playing so much because of obviously your injury. Coming back mentally to kind of, we've said at the beginning of the season, is it the same Holger? Very similar, certainly. But how's it been, watching last year from the sidelines and now coming back and kind of reaching that level again?
Yeah, I'm just thankful to be back. So I had 2 surgeries. I had another MCL last year, or like a little tear in the fixation I had the year before. So it was really a tough way back, but I'm really thankful. And yeah, I tried my best all winter long to get back to strength, and I really feel like a little bit more free to play now. I'm really enjoying it, and I think that's the main thing from mental-wise. Just enjoying the game, just not thinking about it too much. And I think it's it's really tough coming back, but I got some guys in our team that already done it, and I'm just hope that all good will go good. Yeah, sorry.
Well, we'll keep everything crossed for you as well, and everything stays in one piece now it's been put back together. I think we're going to take a look at some of the highlights of your game so far. Obviously, that amazing recatch from the French. How did it feel to see that one go back into French hands?
Yeah, catch your D's, boys. That's the one I told about, yeah.
He put his hand through his head there. That was right in the head, out the mouth.
Were you surprised not to see a foul called with the contact level?
In my opinion, the catch was clean, and might have been contact afterwards, but especially with Lucas, I know him from a training camp in Bologna. We went together, and so that was a very friendly matchup, and yeah, I think clean catch.
Well, it's always nice to hear the player perspective of how it actually felt, because we don't often get that. We just get to see the highlights and what it looked like from our perspective. So if it felt clean to you, then that's excellent. Stefan's got a question, Jonathan, for you. If you pass me the mic.
I think it's actually for Holger again. But Holger, you're back. You're doing things. I think you're a tower of a man. I mean, maybe everybody is compared to me, but I think generally speaking as well, you tower on the field. correct. And statistically, I just saw your stat line. You've got 16 assists and 1 goal. I would tend to imagine I've seen Holger Boytenmuller on the flip side of that for a couple tournaments, maybe scoring more goals. Do you notice any difference in your play style, being more of a distributor than a target, or is that? Tell us a bit about that. Is there anything to it?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing today. So my only goal was like a layout catch against the Danish team. I feel like I'm getting backed off a little bit, and I'm trying to get like in those little spaces, and I feel like I can do some damage with my break throws before the zone, and I think as yeah, like this one, yeah, okay. Thank you, Philip. No, I feel like we have some good cutters down there with Steph and Hart and Sam, and so I can just use the space. I think reading the game, seeing the open. Oh, sorry, that's why my little brother is a freak. Yeah. Okay. What? Sorry. Yeah. As I think I can see the field good, and those guys open it up, and then I have like the unders and can get the continuation looks, and so that's why I probably have so many assists this week. Yeah.
So going to this tournament, it did look as though it was going to be yourselves, GB, Belgium, looked like 3 strong teams coming in. You obviously played GB in the final before, you played Belgium at London Invite. Have you been paying much attention to them, or is it just focusing on what you're doing as a team? What's kind of the outlook while you're in the tournament?
Yeah, we surely also look after the other teams, but I think it's not just those 3. We had like a good Spanish team yesterday, the good French team this day, and the Czechs on Sunday. So each day we had like one of those top teams. Even the Danish we played today, it was a close game all through. So I think it's always in our back head, like looking for what matchups we can get with Belgium and GB, but also we have to go game by game, like how high the level of play is this week. Yeah.
I think Christina has a question.
Yeah, I have a question to you again. So, sorry, it's but I'm sorry.
He's happy with that. Yeah.
So 4 years ago, there was 2 clear opponents for the end of it, right? The end of the game was always going to be GB and Germany. Talking about your team, what do you think are the things now that you have to change from your approach 4 years ago? What are the things that you as a team approach differently? How do you come into this championship with knowing you have the strength to go in the final, but there's more obstacles to still overcome?
That's a good question. I think we try to take every obstacle as a thing to improve. So we had a really tough game against the Czech, and we felt like, okay, we were broken twice or so in a row, and then we're like, okay, that's another obstacle we have to take, and probably it helps us later in the week. And I think that's the main focus we have right now. So there's some more to come building up to the finals, but if we want to win this thing, we have to got those obstacles behind us, and I think that's a good approach, and we try to do it step by step.
Jonathan, what's it like having your own chant now? Because we got one going on the sideline during that last game, and Business stole it and took it back into the circle during the timeout as well. So is it nice, kind of, do you pay any attention to what's going on the sideline? You know, if you hear people calling your name or shouting for your teammates as well? Jonathan Meyer Bortling, Jonathan Meyer Bortling, Jonathan Meyer Bortling, Jonathan Meyer Bortling. Very good. What's it like when you hear people like chanting your name like that?
So on the sideline, what was happening there? I didn't recognize that, but then Business came on the field and was cheering, and of course I was happy to hear my name being cheered. Yeah, nothing much to say.
I just wanted an excuse to sing it again, I will be honest.
So obviously there's a decent number of kind of ultimate siblings now that are coming through. I believe your sister was also playing on the under-24 side. So is it really kind of like the development in Germany relying upon kind of family connections? Talk to us about the newbies that are now coming through your clubs.
I think there are many siblings playing, and it's nice to see, especially for an older sibling, to see the younger one improving the game and getting into the national teams, doing great at Worlds, and yeah, that's nice to see, and I'm proud of my sister doing great at Worlds, winning bronze too. And where I come from, we had like an ultimate program on the school, so we got like new kids every summer. It was very nice, but it's also when you bring a disc into a family and there are more than one kid, yeah, for sure you need someone to play with. So I think that's how it goes. Probably the same with your brothers.
I was going to say, Holger, can you imagine what it's like having siblings that play as well?
Do you know that there's an older Boyd-Müller than me? You don't know.
There's another one.
Yeah,
and
that's my older brother.
Are you going to draft him in later on? You bring him for Masters? What's happening with him?
No, he also plays Frisbee, but like in the middle level, low level. He wasn't into it like we. But as Jonathan said, like we all know how you can get into Frisbee and how it's the passion we have all for this sport, and it just spreads around. And like my younger brothers, they came with me to the practice and to the tournaments, and they felt like I think Samuel and Michael were both there when we won European Championships in 2007 under 20s. They watched from the sideline, and I feel like that's doing something with you, and then you get into the sport, and then you can't just leave it.
Same for me. When I was playing my first U17 Europeans in 2016, my sister was also watching, and there was Caro Tisson talking to her like, "Hi, we need some girls. Start playing," and yeah, she did.
Well, it's a really sweet one. I was actually speaking to Caroline Tisson. She was saying that many of the under-24s players felt like she was sort of their Frisbee mum, having sort of helped coach them when they were younger. So it's a real kind of vibe. Is there ever any tension between some of the sibling players? Maybe when you were younger, obviously there's a lot of support and love, but when you were very humble, Holger, saying that, Samuel's maybe, he's the top spot Boyd-Müller at the moment, but is there ever any tension amongst the sibling pairs in Germany?
I don't feel it. I think it's always a little bit difficult getting some feedback from your own older brother. That's what I feel like. But I think that's also we managed that together better to see, okay, my younger brother, my older brother wants to help me. Probably it's more difficult for me getting feedback from my younger brothers. But yeah, I think that's probably the tension we have. But I think we come along pretty good, and yeah, so no, not that many tensions.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? 'Cause you say that kind of, being equals, whereas sometimes maybe at home there is like a seniority to it. Anyone else got any more questions? Everyone's silent. Do you have a question for each other?
For Jonathan?
Mm-hmm.
So Jonathan.
Why the change in tone? The journalist change. Talking normally, and then so Jonathan.
Yeah. So when will be the first time you will sky me?
We haven't played each other. That's right, but probably nationals in September.
Because, remind me, are Heidi's bad skis?
Yeah, kind of. Actually, I'm playing with Frisbee in Aachen because I'm studying there. I just joined Heidi's for the European season. Yeah.
Oh, it's Frisbee Bears. Who else will be playing alongside you that you want to shout out on Frisbee Bears? Because it's a team we don't talk about very often.
Yeah, Fiona Schlüter is doing pretty good on the women's team, and I'm very happy to see her here on the pitch because she got a little injury a few weeks ago, and it wasn't clear if she will be able to play, but it's great seeing her running and doing a great job on the O-line.
And do you have
As
any
a rookie.
questions for Holger?
How is it to be challenged by like the younger guys?
I'm feeling pretty good, because not that I always said that I want to leave this team when someone comes up and gives me, just skies me out of the game, so as to say. But I'm really happy having you on our team, so can take a step back, doing my leading role, doing the things between the lines, and not just being the hero. So we all will be chanting Jonathan Meyer Bodling this week.
I have one more question. Speaking in general, both of your Frisbee careers, what was the one highlight that would be the first to pop in your mind? Jonathan, do you want to start?
I think it isn't. It wasn't long ago. I think U24s were a very big one, and that medal felt very, very good.
For me, it was beating Clapham at Worlds 2018. First and until now, the only time I beat the British guys.
Wow. Stay tuned for that one, I suppose. Yeah.
We hope so.
Do we want to get the Hive crew in to do some analysis of the game so far today? So we so if we cycle it around, we got Lou over here. We want to go into the analysis, and we've got Felix behind us. We'll pass the mic back, or is it Lou? You want to?
Yeah, someone needs to come here and take it. You can't mess it up, Steph.
I probably could.
Put 1, put 2, put 3 in that order.
Okay.
Somebody spikes the laptop.
Let's go. All right, let's get clip 1 up. So the theme of these clips is end zone play. So here we're looking at the German women playing end zone defense against Belgium. Notice how they're really active at the front of the end zone, and they're kind of leaving the back of the end zone empty because they can just come and poach like this. There we go. They get the turnover nicely done. Let's move on to clip 2. Felix wants to talk about this one.
This is the Spain one. The weird static start. Okay, check this out. Look at this from a static start.
Let's just pause it
Two
briefly.
players.
I can pause it.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
space
pause
bar
it.
only, yeah.
Just start 3 clips.
Sorry.
It's much more complicated. So yeah, they got the disc after a timeout or whatever, and they just put 2 people downfield. Look at that. Just like, you know, you only need 2, right? Where are the other players? So just press play and just have a look at the left of the screen, and you see they all just start coming in one by one. Where are they coming from? Just start appearing. But it means the defenders all like bunch up together. Chuck the screwdriver over top, and that's it. Just rewind that one so you can like watch the shape of the defenders now. Defenders all hanging out, being like, well, we're not going to mark anyone else. It's clearly these 2 players. They still managed to pass the disc like directly downfield towards the end zone, but then all those defenders kind of bunch up together, and they suddenly got then loads of free players on the far side. Defense has probably never done anything like that before. Loads of space for an overhead for the goal.
Yeah, the defense looked confused, as did Lorcan and Hoagie on commentary. So so those 2 clips were from yesterday. Let's go to the 3rd clip, which is from today. And so here, there's been a short field turnover. Annie Minard on the disc. We have her later on. Nothing really going on downfield, so just chucks this one up. And yeah, easy catch, no problem.
If you ask ChatGPT about ultimate Frisbee strategy, it says the vertical stack involves having the tallest people at the back and the shortest people at the front.
Fun fact.
There we go. Spots the option. Flawless.
Visionary indeed. Right. I didn't even have to throw that one very hard. She just floated it up.
So, Holger and Jonathan, certainly something that a lot of people say about the Germans' approach to offense is it's a machine, and you just run through over and over again until you run over people. What is your proper structure? What is your mental approach and your actual strategy when you're at the end zone and you're trying to secure the conversion from within the opponent's brick mark?
I think we call it levels. So our main goal is to have one person in front of the disc, one person behind the disc, so we always get like the easy reset, and we have like really good spacing for the first in the stack. So when we're in 2-5 word, we can have this good spacing, and I feel like we call it Hinterläufer in Germany. It's like the cut behind the throw and the easy dish back, and then the continuation around. That's one of the throws we want to throw, and then it opens up the inside lane for the first cut in the word. So that's mainly the thing. Just trying to not have two people in front of the disc shutting each other down, or two people behind the disc to like get those easy dumps.
So one final question before we get you out of here. The clips that the Hype Crew shown us here from kind of other divisions. Germany doing pretty well so far in all the divisions. Have you been able to pay attention and been able to support your country, men and women? How are you feeling about Germany kind of trying to complete a clean sweep here?
It's very nice to be this close with all the teams in the different divisions, and if there's time and energy, we always try to support each other at the sideline. As the girls did very good today in the France game, and yeah, it's always nice to cross each other on the campus, going to dinner or coming from breakfast, and yeah, very good energy, and yeah, all around the German team.
Certainly good to hear that the kind of cheering on that camaraderie, not just within your own team, but just among the country as well. We're going to throw to a quick break, but first a huge round of applause for Holger Beutemüller and Jonathan Meyer-Bottling.
Thanks for having us.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Welcome back to Limerick Late Night Live from Studio 55 here in the heart of Kilmurray on the University of Limerick campus. And we have already covered the mixed and open divisions, and we are delighted to say joining us from the Dutch women's team, Anna Minard and Paula Bass. So we'll start with the game you had today. We streamed your 15-6 victory over Austria. For those who didn't catch it live, what was your kind of feelings about how it went?
Who would like the first one? I think it went quite well. We were very happy with the results. I think kind of our focus points were for the O-line to do a little bit better, and for the defense, for the D-line's offense to do a bit better. And then our O-line got 0 breaks, which was like huge for us, I think. And then our D-line offense also got a lot better. We had great energy, which is what we wanted. So I think we are super happy and super proud with the way we just handled the whole game and how we played.
That's amazing. Yeah, it looked really, really composed from your side. I think it was Benji and me on the call for that. And in terms of, you said you wanted your O-line to perform better. I remember some stats of it saying that it was only 2 clean holds. Is this also something you want to improve on, or do you think like the fact that your O-line is good at getting the disc back is also a plus?
No, actually, I didn't know we had so many turns on. Like, no, that's not what we want. Like, the defense of the O-line definitely got better throughout the tournament, and I think we once we lose it, we are like more eager to get it back now than maybe we were like in the beginning of the tournament and season. But we don't want to lose it in the first place. I didn't know that so little of them were clean. That's a bit sad, but I'm still happy with. Apparently, we got all of them back, and we still scored all of the points. But maybe we should work on that. The weather, it's the weather's fault, definitely.
I do think it was a very windy game, and it feels like you have to adapt to different conditions every day, right? So do you prepare for that specifically?
Well, personally, I think we do a lot of throwing in our warm-up, like every warm-up, and especially with this kind of wind, it's just extra focus on the inside throws and watching which direction the field is, and also warming up in that way. And I think, yeah, also our warm-up drills are adapted on the wind and stuff, so we try, but maybe need to try a bit harder.
Try harder, and
yeah.
So obviously the beginning of the tournament was a tough one for you. You had a lot of close games, and you kind of came out on the losing side of those ones. But you're building back into the tournament and kind of pushing towards those pre-quarters. How's it been coming out of those losses and trying to mentally get back into a place where you can continue winning and push up into those pre-quarter spots?
Well, I think yesterday we all felt a bit low, but also very happy. We had a loss against Italy, and we lost on Universe, and that sucks. But we also came back very hard. I think twice, a few points we came back. We had an amazing point where there was a layout bit from Floor, then a layout bit from Jette Bardou, and then Paula did a layout D, and we were all like, whoa, we are able to do this, we are able to come back. So after the game, everyone was sad, but felt a really like confident and proud feeling of, okay, we are capable of this, and now we have trust to like do this again. We know what we're capable of, and we know we can come back if it's needed. So I think two feelings, but one was good and one was sad.
And I suppose with those close games, you know, pushing into the pre-quarters, when you get there, you can definitely compete with whoever you're going to be facing, because you've competed against the teams that are higher up than you are, and you've been really, really close with them. So one more game and that can switch all the way around.
Yeah, exactly. And also from these games and early on tournament pressure, let you like grow as a team a bit more, and we needed that, I think. So now we are just early on prepared for harder games in the future.
And you mentioned knowing what you're capable of, and what did you learn, and how has it helped you progress throughout the season from your experience at the under-24s when when it comes to knowing what you're capable of? You are probably one of the best, I would say, people at getting free in the dump space and cutting and getting shots. People just really struggle to shut you down. What's your secret?
Well, practice against the guys definitely helps. I always have the feeling, especially that I think learned in this open thing I prepared myself for, was that I was always gonna lose my matchup if it was on running or physicality. So I always needed to like run very hard and pretend I really wanted to go there, but in my mind I was like, haha, I'm not going there. So I just like did a very hard step that direction, and then the guys thought like, okay, now I'm gonna D her over there because and I'm close to her, and at that moment I'll just turn around, and then somehow I can turn quick, I think, and got open. And this like faking one way very hard and then going the other way, I just try to really keep that on during the women's games, and I think sometimes I do it good and sometimes not.
To me, that sounds like you're just explaining how to cut in its most basic form, and you just do it better than other people. So
well, I only learned how to cut
What's your
last
secret? Well, I do what I'm told, and I do it really well.
I learned how to cut last week, so maybe not.
I do have one more question. I'll hand it back over the couch. You guys in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, obviously Groot, a mixed club with a strong winning culture. You guys have a bunch of members from Groot as part of the core of your team. how is it playing with that core? Like, how do you guys mesh together on a new team? And then for Paula, how is it integrating into a team that has a pre-established core?
Well, I think at first we were all very shy at cutting because and moving the disc and stuff, because normally the guys start with the flow, or we can just wait a bit longer and then react on them and time on them. And at the beginning we were all standing like, hey, stall 5 guys, come on. But then we just somehow managed to like flip that switch and we're like, okay, we have to do it ourselves now. And it's nice to know the plays we do in Gut, and we know how people run and what their strengths are, so yeah.
Of course, I asked that as though you weren't a member of Gut. You did play with them for Windmill, but not a regular, long-time member.
No, so I actually started training with them this season as like a practice-only player, and then they invited me to Windmill, and this was quite a nice experience for me. I really wanted to train on a high level, like weekly, and then I got to know a little bit more like the women players on that team as well, and we could kind of carry that into the national team. Definitely, like Anna said, the plays. So our whole O-line is basically players from Gut, so it was very easy to integrate a lot of different offense plays, and we could spend a lot of time during our trainings to really work on different defenses and to like get our D-lines together, because we knew that the O-line, like we still had to play together to get the connections, but we didn't have to practice any plays for a long time because we all already knew all of those plays. So that was quite nice. So I think it really helped, like me physically, personally, in my own game, it really helped to join this team, but also just to get a better connection to like half of the players on the national team was also really nice.
Thank you.
So we'll look at some highlights of your game now, and we can see the two of you really doing a lot of important stuff for them. Maybe, yeah, talk about that a little bit.
Talk about it. Yeah, so I think Anna is really great. Like, I feel like I'm taking a bit of a supportive role on the field. Like, I'm not as dominant as I might be in different games or in different teams. But I think it's just, Anna is so great that I really like to just be there next to her. And if she needs me, then I'll be there. But like, if we have a turnover close to the end zone, we just like to let Anna pick up the disc and just high release forehand it to floor. Basically, it works like a lot of times. So that's quite nice. And then I think particularly this game was quite good for me as well. I scored a lot, weird, but nice. So yeah, that's just really nice, I think.
So one can really see that Floor and Anna, you have Floor Kulas, of course, and Anna, you have the most scores and assists combined, but Paula is close third person on there. Do you think, and that is kind of a critical question now, but do you think you can withstand that the whole week? Because you already have played this whole other tournament. Do you think that can double or triple by the end of the week? The score line, of course.
Well, I would actually, it would be cool to maintain this, but I don't think it's the best way of playing. And I also think I should maybe try different throws, and especially others in this space. I mean, Floor and me think it works, so for now it's nice, but it's not like the best way to have stats in your team or people high on the scoreboard. So I think that's the thing we will going to improve, and we are working on it, but I do really like it. So, or like me and Floor are looking at each other, and we just have been playing with each other for so long, and we just know each other well, and I think that's why this works well, but it's not the best way, I think.
Yeah, I wanted to ask actually about, obviously there are some bigger, more familiar names for a lot of people on your roster, but who are some of the players who people perhaps might not be as familiar with that that have really impressed you, or you think that kind of people watching should be more familiar with?
Justine van der Meulen, she has been like one of the best players in the Netherlands for so many years, and I feel like no one knows who she is because she usually plays beach, and obviously the Dutch national team has not been great in the past year, so she was never really in the spotlight, but she is so amazing. Like, watching her play, I think she improved her game so much. Evolved, that's the word. She used to be kind of like fast, speedy cutter, and now she's also just like tearing it up in the handler space. And some people are like, Justine van der Meulen, who is that? But we all kind of know who that is. And we are not surprised, but I think she deserves more recognition, I think, for how she plays. And then I think, we have some very unfamiliar names. I think, for example, Tekla, she's a Danish player, has lived in the Netherlands for quite a while. When she's on, she's super on. Like, she gets.
We call her Tesla because
she can like play a lot of great shutdown defense. Her energy is always like kind of what the team needs. Elisa Bos, shout out to her defense. She is like leading one of our D lines super well. Like, just as a player on offense, but also on defense. Like, she's gonna shut down whatever your handler wants to do in a zone, and that's just very nice to see. More people.
Everyone. Yeah.
You say everyone, and we touched on the Groot core that exists on the team. How do you then help welcome people into the system and build a team that exists together rather than its derivative or, just kind of a shadow of the Groot basis?
Well, I think we had an bit weird preparation, but that made us come together very quickly. And this tournament also, we talk a lot every day. We have several or 1 or 2 team meetings. We just share our feelings. We share what we think about. We can share our insecurities or highs or lows. And that, I think, really helps everyone. And also, some people know each other well, some people don't, but we don't care. Everyone is in this team, and we are very aware that we do this with everyone. And in the field and off the field, but especially in the field, you also see like the hunger in every single player's eyes, and that makes me feel so proud of everyone. And so like, now I'm gonna win, or I want to win, and I'm gonna fight not for myself, but just really for the team. And when I do something stupid, I'm like, I let my team down, So I do not think that is really a problem we are struggling with or have. Maybe at the beginning it was a thing people were a bit scared of, or would be like, oh, this might be a thing, but it wasn't, so that I'm happy about.
So I have another question for Paula. What do you think, having the highest level experience in the single gender division, playing with Jaka for quite some time, what do you think that you bring to the team on top of what skill and mentality already was brought by different players?
Like what I personally bring
what you
to the
personally can improve, can show the team, or what you bring to the team in addition.
Ooh, so I have to talk myself up a little bit now. I love it.
Please, yes.
I think I'm very calm at the disc, and I like to believe that this kind of shows other people, or gives other people calmness as well. I think still throw some visionary stuff sometimes. I think that's nice.
Agreed.
And that really, opens up the field sometimes for other people. I'm leading the team as a captain as well. I feel like I have a lot of experience with that, and I also feel like the team responds quite well to that. So I feel like in that sense I can still bring quite a lot. And I just try to, like I said earlier, maybe I'm a bit more supportive, in a supportive role of Anne as a handler. Like, both of us are there in the same position, and Anne does a lot of work, and I think when people start to figure that out, put some people on Anne, then I'm gonna do a lot of work, and I think that has worked quite well. But I'm also ready and able, I think, to step it up when needed. But as long as it's not needed, I think throw it to Anne and she will do something with it. It's okay for me now, I think.
Big ups to Paula. She brings a lot. That was just the miniature version of what she brings, of course. Now, the most important question, this one is very personal and it might hit home. I'm sorry if I'm going to put you in this position, but I've got to do it. If it comes down to it, life or death, and you're presented with a herring or a febo fricandel, what are we going with here?
Herring.
Oh, thank you.
You as well? Two herrings for the Dutch over here. I think that's about it for questions over here. Benji, have we got more of it?
No, I think that is it. We are just going to let Steph run down our streaming schedule for tomorrow. He's been hard at work, beavering away behind the scenes.
Working hard, hardly working. Okay, tomorrow's streamed games. People at home get excited. First round, mixed division. They were just here. Italy versus Ireland. Cracking match in the mixed division. Also in the mixed division, right up at the top of the charts, GB Germany.
Not a bad start to the day.
Not a bad start to the day. Not a bad start to the day. In the next round, GB Germany, same thing in the women's division. On at the same time as that is going to be an open division game, which is Belgium, Italy.
You're damn right it's open.
Yeah, I am. Pardon me. Sitting next to the wrong person to make that mistake. And then back into the mixed division, France, Lithuania. First time we get to see the French after they've had an undefeated run, but a little scared today. And then staying in the mixed division, Finland, Austria. Moving on to the 3 o'clock time slot, women, Germany, Czech Republic. And staying in the women's division, Belgium, France. And the final time slots of the day, Germany Open versus Sweden Open. Sorry, Sweden, not Swiss. But in that next one, GB versus Switzerland, also in the Open division.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Steph. So we will see you bright and early. Rise and shine. We're back on at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning after we got I think a well-deserved lie-in. I mean, it wasn't for us. It was just so the pitchers could get rested, but we weren't going to complain. So
Totally for the pitchers.
Yeah, so we will see you bright and early at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. First of all, a huge round of applause for Anne and Paula. And thank you, of course, to our other guests today. We had Joshua Poltok and Nicole Lafiata from Italy Mixed, and Holger Beutenmüller and Jonathan Meyer-Bottling from Germany Open. It's been a wonderful show. I can't wait to be back at 9 o'clock tomorrow here on the EuroDisc Limerick Late Night Live, but we've got a full day of ultimate EUC action for you before then. So for all of your ULTI.TV crew, for Anne, Paula, all our guests, and everyone behind the scenes as well, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
our
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.